This is a
Good time, Charlie?
production.
On your marks, get set, play.
Hello there.
Good favor.
That I really like.
That is delicious.
Bakers,
Yo,
your time
They got
is
a whole ass after show for this shit in England called the Great British Bake Off, an extra slice, kind of like the Talking Dead. Y'all get watch more and have people sitting there, comedians, I assume. It seems to be, it really is like the Talking Dead. They bring in guests and they chat and basically do a breakdown of the entire episode. And I have no idea how I didn't know this existed because I have watched the show for a mighty long time. And yeah, y'all gotta. I will probably sneak here in these show notes a way for you to get to that. Just be cool, okay? Be cool. Anyway, it's Crimpy TCA. It's a Great British Bake Off podcast. It's hosted by me with my fellow host, it's Nick Jew.
Evening, everyone.
It's Tatum 216.
With a heavy heart.
Oh no. Oh yeah, I guess so. That makes
Yeah,
perfect sense.
this is not a happy occasion for me.
We come together as a family to mourn
Right.
our loss, people. It's okay.
Yeah,
This the
this is the
repast.
first time. Yeah. This is the first time I only watched the episode truly like one time.
Oh wow. Well, let's get this party started. You know what? I'll give you Bakers Make the World Go Round first because you might as well just get a little silliness out of the way. Bakers make the world go round.
No,
Man, our news story this week from the world of baking. Chrissy Teigen's baking mixes called out for allegedly copying a baker. Her brand Cravings released a cake kit with the Caker just a few weeks ago. It's by Danielle Harling over at The Delish. In October, Chrissy Teigen's brand Cravings shared a photo on Instagram introducing a new line of baking mixes. But it wasn't long before the post was inundated with angry comments from users alleging that Cravings had lifted the mix's aesthetic from another baking brand. Theft is whack, declared someone, while another commented, the rich keep getting richer. The announcement of Teigen's Cravings baking mixes came shortly after the brand released a spice carrot with salted caramel cake kit in collaboration with Jordan Rondell's brand, The Caker. Currently based in LA, The Caker is a small woman-owned business that specializes in high-end cake kits. Rondell explained that it wasn't well into collaborating with Cravings that she was made aware of the fact that Teigen will be releasing her own line of baking mixes. Ironically, the reveal also came at a time when Cravings wanted to shelve Cake Kit Collab. I don't even know how that sentence is weird to me. To be clear, we were told C&T and Cravings would be releasing their line of mixes halfway through our collab with a launch date of late October, which is the reason they tried to call off our collab. I don't want to get into the details, but we fought to continue because we already invested so much. And now this, Rondell wrote in an Instagram post. While speaking with Rolling Stone, Rondell added they could have taken inspiration from us from afar and not worked with us at all. We worked so closely and so hard and invested so much in our product together that it just stings a bit more now. And at first glance, the packaging of the Cravings and Caker mixes look quite similar. Both are minimalists with a dish pictured against a white or off-white background. Cravings has since responded stating that they obviously did not copy the Caker. We're so proud of the now sold out Cravings X the Caker spiced carrot cake mix with salted caramel. It's disheartening and surprising to see the Caker's recent social posts and commentary regarding our products. We absolutely did not copy their packaging, and we wish nothing but the absolute best for the Caker and their business, which was the spirit behind our collaboration, Cravings told Rolling Stone. Despite the drama, Rondell is hoping that the debacle could possibly help in the long run. I'm trying to look on the bright side and see Cravings as a healthy competition. Maybe the elevated cake mix market needs more attention, she said.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I don't know. People be lightweight fucking with Chrissy Teigen.
Yeah.
High key.
Okay, here we go.
High key.
I'm clicking to view this post on Instagram. And here, I'll throw it in the chat right quick, y'all. Y'all can take a peek and see it. Well, you know what? We can just share, can't we? Because the internet works. Boom. 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 Top is Cravings, bottom is The Caker.
It doesn't look that much alike.
Child, I guess.
I mean, it's similar.
Yes, and similar is not
aesthetics.
Similar is not alike.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? It kind of looked like maybe if it was the back of the box or something like that, but it's definitely not the same. Like,
oh look, she wrote stuff on the side of the box and signed it as well. Do we expect Chrissy Teigen not to sign her product? Is that? I don't know, man. And maybe that's just
see
me.
It again? Can you?
Oh yeah.
Because I'm having a moment. I'm like, it's pretty similar, but like
here. In fact, I was trying to open it so it's bigger.
So what was their collab on? Just like a recipe? They think that she went and like looked at their design and then who came out first?
The Caker's been around. Cravings and Caker combined to do something together, and then Cravings came with these kits. Now these kits can only be had via, if I'm not mistaken, they can only have been gotten on what's one of those food delivery services.
Oh, like
it's like you can only get it like on, I'm gonna say Instacart, but don't quote me on that. Like you could only get it on like Instacart in LA. It's hyper specific as to where you get these cake mixes from.
And one and Chrissy's stuff is like waffle mix and a bread mix, and these are cakes.
Those at the bottom are high end cake mixes.
It's not giving quite like, no, ours went doom 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 doom, but they're similar. I don't know.
Yeah, it's. I promise you, it's not worth. You know what? It's probably worth it because all of a sudden, people are talking about some shit I never heard of. I've never heard of Caker,
right?
But I know Cravings all the way up. So
well, hopefully Chrissy and them will make it right because she have the money to do so.
Yeah, but what is the make right in this situation?
I think it's the like, is the cake mix lady black?
You know what? Let's find out. Let's delve into this matter
because there are optics at play, and even if they've done nothing wrong, there's a way to to handle it that is a good faith effort to handling it versus like the Cardi B situation, which I don't have a problem with that either. If you didn't do nothing wrong, you didn't do nothing wrong. But I don't know. It's like who cares kind of, because the cake lady don't look like she making cake out of her kitchen. It looks like a very high end box of cake mix. So it don't look like she's struggling. It's not like a mom and pop shop that Chrissy Teigen like took over and killed.
Yeah, she is a white, and so I concern myself with this even less because then I'm looking at you like you talking bad about this Asian lady.
Right.
I'll flip it the other way. You know what I'm saying?
It's room for cake on everybody's plate.
It's all good. It's all good. That's fun, people. Oh, another thing, and I am not going to say I'm 100% certain about this, but I'm pretty certain about this. Zach Cherry was a guest on Doughboys last week and
Yes.
talked about this upcoming Great American Baking Show. And he basically kind of let it slip and slide that they basically went to England and did all of that. And so I'm like, what? Y'all went to the tent? Because I knew Paul and Prue was going to be there, but I didn't know they was going to just take it all the way. I figured, you do everything in the soundstage in Cali. But nah, I was like, word? So, I mean, we probably going to do that, right?
Oh,
You got access to Roku?
We'll make access happen, sir. Worry not.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I got a Roku TV right here, so I got the Roku channel.
Lee's TV is on Roku, so I can probably make things happen. And if not, like I said, workarounds exist.
Yeah, but I think I know this is inside baseball, but the other TV over there is a Google TV, and it's still, like you can still get the app, and I think it's still free.
That's what's up. Wow. Just saying, y'all. You can expect more. I'm not gonna change the name of this shit. It's still gonna be a Great British Bake Off baking show when I announce it. But we're gonna be talking about the Great American Bake Off baking show. Forgive me, I have to call it what that is. But let's get to this week in the tent. This week was pastry week. It's the quarterfinals. We have 5 bakers remaining in the tent. It is Abdul, Yanush, Maxi, Sandro, and Shabira. This week was, to split it points, I guess, was kind of a trash fire to me. Nobody was on their game really. And I'm not saying everybody did so poorly that I think anybody and everybody should have went home, but it was just like, ugh, none of y'all is doing what y'all need to do for this particular week. And we'll get around to that discussion later as we scroll through these notes. This week's signature was 12 sweet vol au vents with 2 hours to make them. Vol au vent is French for windblown to describe its lightness. It's a small, hollow case of puff pastry. A vol au vent is typically made by cutting 2 circles in a rolled out puff pastry, cutting a hole in one of them, then stacking the ring-shaped pieces on top of the disc-shaped piece. They looked delicious, but then they did not. They look kind of jacked. They look delicious to me because I'm just nobody's baker, but them bad boys did look kind of jacked up. Shabira was up first, and she made what was described as a citrus dream vol au vent. That mandarin oranges, and orange liqueur, and cream cheese filling with a pecan and praline on top, and a little sprinkle inside. And with a nice little mandarin orange segment on top of the, to top it off. Looked real nice. Abdul made coconut and berry vol au vent, filled with coconut creme pat, topped with a berry compote and a dark chocolate, little, disc, with a cut strawberry on top for decoration. Anush made strawberries and cream vol au vents intended to fill them with creme pat, topped with liqueur glazed strawberries, and a white chocolate coin that was colored blue, this dark blue. Look, hey, as always, Janusz won't be stopped when it comes to his looks. Just everywhere else along the way. Maxi, summertime fine vol au vent that was filled with a cloudberry and gooseberry jam and chantilly cream. When I looked it up, turns out chantilly cream, just whipped cream. Okay, so if you want to get fancy with it, you can say, "Oh yes, I made a lovely chantilly cream to top this sundae." Topped off with elderflower soaked berries. Maxi used strong bread flour, hoping that it would help prevent butter leakage. When she decided to go against the grain and use room temperature butter when everyone else was using cold and frozen butter. Here in my notes, I wrote, quarterfinals isn't the week to be experimenting.
Ooh, Maxi girl. Girl.
It was upsetting from the word go. Eric hit me up early Friday morning. It was like, bro, it's a tough watch. And I was like, oh my God, I already know it's about to go down. I knew it. I knew what it was gonna be. And it was.
From the beginning, it seemed like to me everybody was fucking up. Like the first round, like everybody seemed like they was scared.
I feel like maybe they're not pastry bakers. Sandro, in an attempt to garner favor with one Paul Hollywood, went for a key lime cheesecake vol au vent filled with a lime creme pat and what the host said the host said a lime creme pat. The art on the screen said a lime cream cheese. So I don't know what was what, but I'm gonna go with the art. The art might be the truth teller in that situation. So he also made a lime jelly to go at the underneath and top it all with a nice ginger biscuit. Janusz ended up switching to whipped cream as his custard was too thick. Maxie told him just add a little cream to it, and that will come back up to you here in a bit. Judging, Abdul went up first. Very flat and pale. Too many flavors. Too complicated.
So let's keep a count here. Bad. Abdul, bad.
Yes. Sandro, all over the place. Short. Amazing flavor. Should be lighter and airier. Overbake. Prue doesn't agree that the ginger biscuit is burnt, but Paul did. And then, so he just asked Sandro, "Hey man, what's up with this biscuit?" Because it's a bit overbaked. And Prue's like, "Man, I'm over here trying to save your ass." and I had to just laugh.
It's the difference between burnt and overbaked, though.
Correct. Yeah, it's actually a large swath of land between those two. So Prue is absolutely correct. It's not burnt, but it was slightly overbaked. We could all come to terms on that. Janusz, quite attractive, a bit uneven, a little pale, raw inside, a bit boring, pretty dry.
Bad.
Should have just added cream to the creme pat like one Maxie had suggested. And Paul followed that up with like, yeah, you could just add some cream to it.
She needed her eyes on her own motherfucking paper.
Yes, but still. Maxie, irregular in size, height, and color. Not appealing to look at. Dry and flat. Needed longer bake time. Raw. The gooseberry and cloudberry jam was delicious.
How you gonna be dry and raw?
Think about that.
That's an epic fail.
Yes, that's exactly what that ended up being. That was a tragedy.
And she made her square, and they're typically round. Is that what happened in this round?
Correct. She thought again, you don't be experimenting on Thanksgiving.
It's the quarterfinals, Mama. What are you doing?
Shabira, look authentic. Nice height. Pastry, a little doughy. 2 minutes away from perfect. Flavors delicious. Nice job. Bruh.
So far, no one got high marks. Janusz, kinda. Shabira, kinda. Okay? Everyone shat the bed this round. Everyone.
Bruh. Janusz was told his shit was pale and raw inside.
Pale
Those
and
are
raw.
not, that is not kinda. Put him off that list, please. Kinda Shabira.
They was talking about him, but they acting like he did good this week.
They was no. None of that. Your technical challenge this week: 8 spring rolls and a dipping sauce. This was set by Prue. They had an hour and 20 minutes to do this. Prue said 29 ingredients. Make sure you get the balance right. These mugs look like American Chinese food egg rolls. They do not look like spring rolls that I know about.
Yeah.
Also, they spring rolls. That is a baking show, and we are too deep in the season be trying to cook shit on the stove, baking. And I was just like, no. Everything about this is just, it was whack to me.
As fuck.
Their fillings are woodier mushrooms, carrots, and I believe some type of noodle. And I'm like, did they just bite America style? And they thought we was putting noodles on our shit and didn't realize it was just like, you know, what is that? Bean sprouts. Thank you.
Sometimes there are noodles in egg rolls, but like glass noodles and shit like that.
Yeah. Okay.
And I also, I don't think, what did they call them? Did they call them egg rolls or spring rolls?
They called them spring rolls.
Which they weren't.
Correct.
No?
They were
for the
not.
record, for the record, they were
It
not.
it points again to me thinking in the UK they lack a closeness with I mean, although
Other
like I said,
cultures.
egg rolls is a very American dish. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there was something to it in throughout Chinese culture or something to that effect. But I feel like when it's all said and done, it's probably a very Americanized dish and made for an Americanized palate. And this was probably made for a more European palate.
I'm gonna see what
A
is the
bunch.
difference between an egg roll and a spring roll.
The shell. Because if I'm not mistaken, like because I went to the Asian market, not well, shit, it was in a whole nother city, but like it's a whole nother kind of pastry
Yeah, because to me, what
everywhere.
they made, were egg rolls.
Correct. Same.
Like
The internet said that spring rolls are wrapped in thin flour wrappers or rice wrappers, while egg
yes.
rolls are wrapped in a thicker, noticeably crispier wrapper that's been dipped in egg for richness.
Yeah, so it's kind of like they said, it's a rice paper because like spring rolls are smooth and
Mm-hmm. And egg rolls
egg
be the
rolls
ones
are
with the bumps.
they're made with wonton wrappers.
Dough.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and they were like, we want just a few bubbles. I'm like, no bubbles at all. Like, what are you even
No
talking about?
bubbles.
Like, what the fuck? What are you making? What are you
Them
making?
shits look like when even the example they showed, them shits look like cannoli shells.
Yes, that's what they should have fucking
Mm-hmm.
made.
Which also made me think maybe you should have made cannoli, but
Fucking cannolis,
it's
a
just your
dessert.
man over here. Yeah, yeah.
But I'm
So
gonna
Drop the
say
egg
this.
roll, take the cannoli.
I'm harsher than the two of you, and because I'm just a meaner person than you. But y'all be giving a lot of fucking leeway to England for not knowing shit. How you colonize 90% of the world and you don't know shit? I'm not giving
because
them nothing.
them let's say 15 people in that tent didn't colonize shit. They just been here. and then,
I'm saying
Proof pretty
in
old. You can't
general.
say that.
I'm
I
saying
know
in general, y'all are like, but it's England. They don't know shit. I'm like, you fucking colonized the entire world. How you don't know shit?
because they colonized the other way. They went east.
They went to Asia. They
To
they
the east, my
tried.
brother. To the east.
They tried.
I feel like probably like Indian food in England probably just get probably just the truth,
Oh, I'm sure
just
it's
cause.
fucking incredible. I'm sure we know nothing of the
Yeah,
Indian food well, I wouldn't say that because in like the Bay Area at large, there's like a ginormous population of East Asians, South Asians, whatever. So I'm sure
yeah.
I've probably gotten the best of it. But yeah.
I tried to give him some credit, y'all, but I cannot. Let's get the judging of the technical
I'm
pair.
not giving
Shabira.
them nothing.
That's okay. That's okay. That is fine. Shabira, lots of bubbles, meaning too much water in the dough.
Hmm.
Flavor good, needed to be fried longer.
Yeah, it was
Maxi,
real lighty.
yeah, a bit dinky, quite crispy, not much filling, which made them stodgy, but they taste okay. Abdul, crispy, lovely crack, dough a little wet, too much mushroom.
Yeah, he really threw that shit in there, boy.
Yeah, he was on that. Sandro, crisp pastry, beautifully thin, sauce is hitting too. So good job, because he did not like that sauce and he was making. He's like, ugh. No, but he got it dialed in and they liked it, so I guess that works out, don't it? Janusz, one missing. My
That is technically a fail. That he should have been last.
yes. Were I judging that, it would have been like I asked for 8, you gave me 7, you are in last. You are absolutely 1,000% correct, Ant. That is what that should have been. His pastry was delicious and crisp, and his sauce was good. But again, he was missing one, and to me, that means you failed. But whatever.
And he did like he said he ate it or something too, right?
No. What most likely happened is in that
He
fryer,
left that shit in the
just
fryer.
sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and just sitting there soaking up oil. Ranking in 5th was Maxi, too small, too much pastry, not enough filling. 4th, Shabir, not fried enough. 3, Abdul. Bit too much mushroom, but good. Janusz came in second. Pretty good. But where was the 8th? Sandro. Pastry excellent. Lovely dipping sauce. That is 2 technical wins by Sandro 2 weeks straight. It was his saving grace this week.
Shabira, third in the technical. There are 5 people left. She's third.
Fourth in the technical.
Sorry, fourth. Fourth in technical. 5 people left, right?
Yeah.
Janusz, second. Sandro
Shouldn't have been.
wins the technical. Just noting before we get to this last challenge.
As always, I've asked this every week. And I will ask it once again. Nick Jill, were you Showstopper this week?
I fucking was. This is what I'm talking about. 4 hours, many elements, a large thing that takes some effort to get up to the judging table. Absolutely.
Yeah. This was a fun one. And what the Showstopper this week was a 3D pie scene inspired by a childhood favorite story. What this meant was they had to make a bunch of pies and make them look neat, like in a nifty kind of way. Paul said the star has to be the crust. He wants a beautifully buttery flavor with a filling that packs a punch. And Paul says thus far he is unhappy with the baker's output in pastry week. And in this, there will be no room for error. Abdul, Adventures of a Pirate. Yes, pie spelled like that, made a pie pun. Based on the book, based on his childhood favorite, Treasure Island. He was going for a mixture of sweet and savory pies depicting an island, a boat, a treasure chest, as well as a sea monster. The island was an apple and berry crumble tart, and we'll get to the rest of it in judging because they didn't give us all that much when they showed him what he's making. That's what I got. Shabir went with the Jack and the Beanstalk with a 2-tiered structure, Malaysian curry puffs, chicken rendang. She used a hot oil pastry to build her stuff. Maxie, spicy twinkling stars. Short crust filled with spiced chicken, that was just a family recipe. A phyllo dough pastry half planet that was supposed to be filled with curry, and fresh berry and creme légère cloud tarts. Janusz, the very hungry sausage dog, take on the very hungry caterpillar. A picnic scene with an elaborate tree, different shapes made to look like different foods, a fish-shaped fish pie, an apple-shaped apple pie, a sausage dog filled with sausage meat, and dauphinoise potato and cheese pies made to look like wheels of cheese. Sandro made a very hungry caterpillar, which means to me that book must have really spoken to the children of Europe. If 2 people was making very hungry caterpillar themed situations. He also was going to make a couple of side dishes and a selection of meat and fruit pies, a chorizo and beef filled caterpillar centerpiece. Sandro could not even name his dough because it did not have a name. It was basically water, spices, some type of fat. I think he went with butter. I think he just basically whipped up his own dough in his mind, and I was just like, buddy, that's not how that's going to function. Cannot do that. I don't know. Anything else around Showstopper that y'all want to?
Yeah, so I feel like you said, this is not the time to experiment. Like, why would you make phyllo for a pie challenge?
Because if she would have pulled it off, it would have been it.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Paul Hollywood comes to you and says, "Phil,
baby, what you doing?"
I don't know if I'm doing it.
It was a lot this week where they basically was just setting you up for like, we do it this way for a reason. When they like ice cold butter, ice cold water, ice cold this, except for her. And I'm like, damn, baby.
Square instead of round.
Just don't you be experimenting on Thanksgiving.
I know in my heart. You know what? I'm not good. I know in my heart that she messed up. Yes. But damn, man, Janu should have went home today.
I'm
In
with
my
you. I'm
opinion.
with you. I don't see like obviously she had the worst week. She fucked up every challenge. Period.
3 strikes. It just comes down to
Period.
it. 3 strikes. Yeah.
That's what happened. But Yanush has had weeks where he's fucked up and then he fucked up again the next week. And they let him come. And like, I was riding with him from the beginning, but he just like for 3 weeks in a row, he fucked up more than one challenge per episode. And he had one thing that saved him, and that's what she was missing. She had nothing to redeem
Correct.
her. Nothing redeemed her.
Well, let's get to judging. And speaking of one Janusz, the fish didn't look fishy enough. Prue was like, "This don't look like a fish enough for her taste." The salmon though was beautifully cooked. Could be a little flakier. The pastry, mainly one big lump of salmon. The sausage dog head was basically a sausage roll. It did not fill the crust. And Paul thought, what he should have did was, of course, add some gelatin in there, so it's fully packed. And instead, he's literally basically served a sausage roll. That's not what he came for. The meat was nice, but all of it a bit dry. The Dauphinoise pie was filled nicely, no gaps, a good eat. The apple was lovely, a bit dry inside. Flavor's good. The interaction with the crust is just where it fails. In pastry week, I would think the interaction with the crust would matter a bit.
A lot of
Same.
it, right? And he spray painted the cabinet. Did you see that? He got that blue spray paint all over the damn cabinet.
I did not notice that, but again, I will probably end up going to watch that extra slice just to see what they talk about on that episode. Abdul, overall quite effective, a bit rough and ready. Flavor amazing, crumble just delicious, pastry nice and short. A good job, even as simple as it is, because they thought it was. Paul thought it was a bit simple.
Also, one other thing I wanted to say about Yanush, the top part of his thing wasn't anything that he baked. It was just decoration, like that green tree
The tree part.
because they didn't like cut into it or eat it or anything. And I thought that was a huge cop out.
Sandro looks attractive. Lots of filling. Likes the filling. The pastry's kind of lost because it's soft, dry inside, more like a sandwich. The cherry was tough as old boots.
Whoa.
The ice cream, really nice. Had it been an ice cream competition, would have had it.
Yeah.
Lost his way with the pastry. And like I said, my man just freestyled his pastry, and it's not the time for that in the quarterfinals. It was an upsetting showing. I want you guys to know that. Maxie, the star, was the star. The Globe, on the other hand, lost its way. Philo was simply the wrong choice. The cloud tarts were beautifully short, beautifully baked, but the ratio of fruit to cream was wrong in Prue's eyes. Basically, the only part she got right was them damn fruit tarts, which was 1/3 of her experiment or her project.
Yeah, that Philo looked super sad. Like,
bruh, everything like, yeah, it was upsetting to see. I want you to know that.
Yeah.
Lee sat down here watching with me as I was writing my notes, and I was just like, "Look at this! Look at it! I just want you to see this with this nonsense right
Look
here.
at your ass. You used to be beautiful.
You used to be beautiful." Shabira, clever use of pastry. It's bulletproof, and you can't go wrong with it. Very good, flaky, buttery. Flavor was luscious, unctuous. Pastry was thin, well packed. The chicken was delicious. The only quarrel that Prue had for it was a little dry. And if that's the only thing bad you can say about somebody, and they, did well in signature, and then they basically took Showstopper home, then that's how you end up with Star Baker won for the 3rd week in a row. And it must be respected.
No question. She should have been the star baker this week, but like,
it was like the Star Baker, a bunch of bullshit,
Yeah,
it was like
he won the technical challenge, and Paul Hollywood was like, he's up for elimination, in my opinion. If you won a challenge that week, how are you in the elimination conversation?
That was just him talking. I promise you that. And
That
it's just
bread must have been the caterpillar. What did he eat on the seventh day again? Like he needed to eat them leaves, get to the leaves because the rest of it wasn't doing it.
unfortunately we lost my boo thing this week. Maxie was indeed sent home. A woman who had Star Baker twice and 2 Hollywood handshakes.
It's crazy.
In the end,
Crazy.
couldn't get past the quarterfinals. Meaning, a man who has not had Star Baker at all is going into the semis next week. Next week is Patissier week, and having just come out of a pastry week, it seems almost redundant. But this
Yeah.
means, I guess, maybe the focus will be on creams and the like, and we'll see what they manage to make out of it. I don't know.
Hopefully they'll actually bake something for the technical.
I need them baking for everything for the remainder for these next 2 weeks. I need it
Yeah.
all to go in the oven. Otherwise, I'm going to have appreciated the contestants this year, but not this season of the show. You feel me? It's
It's
like
like
if
they
y'all just,
ran out of ideas.
I mean, just look, I don't know. What's that that weird half globe thing we always talk about with
Uh-huh.
Yes,
with the rolls and
the Swiss
and the
roll.
the Swiss rolls and the jellies and stuff like that. There, bro, it's a classic for a reason. Just do that because I like seeing people do it.
I do think like it's kind of what Nick just said, like, but the opposite. It's like they don't need new ideas. They don't need it.
Yeah,
We want to see y'all make the boring shit. We want to see you make a pie, some cookies, a donut if you fancy. If you fancy. A baked Alaska maybe, but the rest of this,
yeah, bro. Because they ain't went back to baked Alaska for a very long time, and that's again, it's a very challenging dish, but also again, I don't know.
Or
I
just bake a fucking cake.
for real. There's a distinct lack of just that going on this go around.
yeah, like I kind of miss like when it's like you got to bake a cake, but you can't use it with a traditional flour, like
Yeah.
Or the motherfucker gotta have 8 layers inside, or it has to be like your childhood home, but you bake that shit out of cake. Like, where are the cakes?
a live bird.
We need
Where are the
we need,
cakes?
and that I think is what we're probably getting Pacific week. Probably multi-layered torts. When it was like the ones with like it's like 16 layers and 8 of them shits is cake and so forth. I'm hoping that's what we come through with. I guess they started off with a red velvet cake, so they came through with cake at the jump off.
Yeah, but that's our cake. They need somebody else.
Right.
Yeah, where's y'all cake? We shall see. Again, next week's PCA week. The poll this week was should have been Kevin or Janusz, and I think 75% of people said Janusz. Did I do that math right? No. 67 people said Janusz should have carried his ass home last week.
Y'all smart.
Janusz maybe he should have went home this week. But
for the last few weeks.
Yeah. But that also, I don't know. We'll see where this all heads, and I'm whatever about it. I'm kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
I think like for the sake of television, they have to keep it interesting. But I don't like a lot of producer interference in this show. Like, just let them bake and let that be the deciding factor. Because now we have Abdul, who's in an impossible situation. If he kills it and they make him the winner, the entire fandom thinks he doesn't deserve to win because he's never been Star Baker. So why is he there?
It's like he's consistently the entire time just been in the middle. And it's like, that's fine, but it's not, you can't be going home with the damn cake plate with that.
Let the top 4 bakers, right. Let the top 4 bakers battle it out. The top 4 bakers are Maxie, Shabira, Sandro, and Janusz. Let them battle it out.
Yeah. But Abdul had a pretty good week. So I guess That is what kept his little butt in the tent, but not good enough to have been Star Baker. Prue was clowning about it, like you the only one out you the only one here ain't had Star Baker. You know that, right? Oh, I know.
Also, me,
Maybe this
I got
week.
beef. I got beef with Prue.
Oh.
Hardcore, long, lifelong beef. When she went up to Sandro and was like, "You got lucky there, boy."
Oh,
Oh.
I was like sideways about it for a hot second, but I didn't take it as you got lucky there, boy. Like you just stated. I felt like she was softer about it. I felt like she was more grandmotherly about it.
Yes,
And
definitely, but you can't
I
call
know
a
there's
grown
I
black
know
man a boy. I'm
I
no,
hear you.
no.
I hear you.
I felt like she spit snuff right after that. Right as she did like she had the snuff in her gums, and she's like, "You got lucky there, boy. You better bake
She
next
old.
week."
Plus, she old. And I mean, and lived through apartheid. She
Exactly.
you can always look at her.
Exactly.
You can always look at her a little
Exactly.
sideways. Just a little
Exactly.
sideways. I'll allow for
Hmm.
it. Although
Them
I have no
glasses
say
ain't
so.
fooling us, Prue. You ain't fooling us.
Oh, but that was the show this week, y'all. And like I said, like I warned y'all early on, once we start getting down here, it's only so much show we can give you. I'm sorry.
I don't think you should apologize. It's not about length of show; it's about quality of show.
And I think we give you a quality product each and every week. And I'm grateful for you hanging out and listening to us. Again, next week is Patissier week. And well, we shall see, won't we? But yeah, you'll have a poll. I don't know what it's gonna be right now. We'll talk about it here shortly. Worry not. I'll have your poll up. That is the incomparable Nick Jew.
I really do enjoy the show, y'all.
I enjoy it so much I can we enjoy it so much we can criticize it like we do. We are critiquing what this show does right and wrong, and that is literally what you're here for. So don't think we coming at this angry. Well, angry and like we angry at the overall product. That is the illest to ever do it, my man Tatum 216.
Yes. Not mad, just disappointed this week.
Exactly. That is 100% it. It's very dad of you. I love it. I am the Interstellar 713. We will bake with you next week. Peace.
Hey, what happened to you? You used to be beautiful.